Hello everyone, today we're talking about Ubisoft for for E3 2015, their conference I just watched. I actually spent a lot of time watching it overnight. It's amazing how quickly I got through it, to be honest with you. They started out with I thought they started out really well with a hilarious intro. Like, it was great, some great improv and some planned things, but it was basically to announce South Park: The Fractured Butthole, which is a really great title. Can't commend them enough for that. Did Aisha Tyler again, which it seems to kind of be a hit or miss thing for people each year. Ooh, all right. Hit or miss for most people, but I thought she was really funny this time. Like, some of the stuff seemed a little forced, but it seemed like some really cool improv actually in some parts. So I was impressed by that. They had Trey Parker. He's the big South Park guy. They brought a couple of those guys out. I thought it was really funny. I've never been a South Park fan, but considering my love for comedy, you'd think I would be. I just never really checked it out too much. I want to get into it maybe and give it a shot. In the first South Park game, The Stick of Truth, I actually watched some gameplay on it. It seemed like really cool. Even me not being a fan, I thought it was really funny, and how they incorporated it into a cool like RPG gameplay. It was really cool. After that, strong start. By the way, that was a great way to start it. I had everyone laughing from the beginning. And then they brought out a new game called For Honor, which is like a class-based thing, it seems. It was switching between Vikings, Knights, and Samurais. It had those three things is kind of what it was running with, I think. And there was just like big armies you were charging with. It seemed really cool. It seemed like it would be a lot of fun. They had this really badass creative director for Ubisoft who did the presentation. He was really cool. He was a great public speaker, like just an epic voice, and he was like really into it. It was really cool to see. I've been impressed with a lot of speakers this year. A lot of the new people I haven't seen before that just seemed to be really good with speaking and getting that hyped up. So there's that. And then they went to The Crew Wild Run, which isn't really interesting to me. I guess it's like a remake of sorts, like updated graphics and whatnot. The Crew actually seemed really interesting in the beginning, but all these new weird mechanics I've heard about, I'm not too interested anymore. Then they showed this random trailer out of the blue where it was Trials Fusion and Awesome Level Mac. It was called the Awesome Level Max expansion pack, and it was basically just complete nonsense going on. There's a triple rainbow going on in the background. There's a kitty riding a unicorn. That's what they were going with there. So it was just complete nonsense. So like, instead of riding a bike, you're riding a unicorn as a cat. So there's that. Tom Clancy's The Division doesn't seem all that interesting to me. Doesn't really seem to bring anything too unique. There's this game called Anno 2205, I think it was. To be honest, I kind of like barely paid attention to that part. There's no interest in me. And then Just Dance 2016, and Jason Derulo came out to perform. I actually really liked the song he did, but it was an awful performance. Awful. It's one of my guilty pleasure songs, though, when it comes on the radio. But he just performed it really bad. Really awfully. It was just kind of out of nowhere. Jason Derulo. Just, alright. Kind of was a really weird change in pace for the whole conference. And after that, they had Rainbow Six Siege, which seemed decent enough. Again, not really my type of thing. Trackmania Turbo was like this cool racing game. It seemed pretty cool. And they showed Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which they show Assassin's Creed every year. So, kind of the thing with Ubisoft that gets annoying is that you kind of know exactly what to expect every year. It's the same. They have the same couple games every year, and it's like, just take a break. Come on. And then I think they ended on Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, which wasn't all that interesting to me. And to be honest with you, I don't sound all that enthusiastic now, but I'm watching it. I thought it was really great performance-wise, or presentation-wise, I should say. The beginning was really strong. I think they started out a little bit too strong in the beginning, to be honest with you. they kind of blew their load in the beginning. South Park was a great way to start it off, but they didn't really have any big ones after that, for me at least, because I feel like we've heard of 99% of the other things, to be honest with you. But South Park, I really appreciated the comedy in the beginning. It was great. They were throwing the F-bomb around, but it was used tastefully, and it was just great, tasteful comedy that people, like, business professionally seemed to, like, steer away from for some reason, but they were actually likable, you know, relatable kind of thing. You had all the developers really cool who talked, but just the Jason Derulo part was the downfall. So the two highlights were the South Park and For Honor games. Those were the first two things they did. But I thought it was a solid performance, a solid presentation. I keep saying performance. I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest with you.